We're live. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back after a nice little weekend. I'm sure if some of you guys who were watching this show are kind of more diehard fans. Unfortunately, the college basketball season hasn't really started with a bang. Not too many crazy big games. Michigan State Gonzaga was probably the biggest one, but over the weekend. But it is what it is. I do have a few plays here today. Nothing crazy big as far as teams that you're going to know and love, and you might not watch these even games at all, but there is lines out here, so we're going to go through them. Again, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about any specific game, or you guys want me to talk about a game, just make sure to put it in the comments, and if I see it, I can at least tell you what the model says or anything like that. I get a lot of questions about the model. And remember, guys, we are part of Team Shot Quality technically, so if you want I think they're giving us like a free month or whatever. If you want to check that out and stuff, let me know. Like I said, I'm not pushing it. I don't get paid. If you guys buy 100 of them, it doesn't matter. It's just me telling you what works. Everybody always asks about the model. That's what it is. So let's get into these games today. North Central or North Carolina Central, whatever you want to call them. I just call them North Central. At Liberty. Liberty is just one of these teams that isn't never going to really get a lot of love. Obviously, Malik Willis last year for the football team got them a little bit of love, but their basketball team is pretty good. Liberty's, one of those teams in the Mid-Eastern Atlantic, the MEAC, and they're solid. And they've won 12 straight games against other teams in their conference. And their first couple games this year, they've been pretty good. I know a lot of these games you're going to hear teams like Delaware State and stuff. This is just who they play. So North Carolina Central isn't going to bring a bigger threat than them either. But anyway, they faced Delaware State. They beat them by 36. They had two guys in Brody Pebbles. I call him Pebbles. It's Peebles. And Keegan McDowell. Both of them were like 20-point scorers or damn near close of them. Really good. Liberty was picked to finish first in their conference. I just really like what they're doing. They're going to have a brand new, it's not a brand new arena, but their Liberty Arena, they just topped Reagan, which again is another bad school, but they beat them 104-38. I think that we're going to get another big crowd here today. Again, these teams are not great as far as the big schemes with the Gonzagas and stuff like that, but as far as what their conference and stuff, teams like Liberty, very good. So I have no problem laying it here with Liberty today. The model agreed as well, but Liberty minus 12 is the play. Just too much firepower on this team. They've already showed to start the year how well they are. Coach Ricky McKay, he's number 6 in the nation in active all-time winning percentage. So obviously he knows what he's doing. I'm all over Liberty here today. Liberty minus 12 is the first play today. Portland at Kent State, and this is actually for me if you're a college basketball junkie and stuff, these are the types of games that you love. Portland at Kent State. Portland, one of those teams that I feel and others feel that can compete with Gonzaga in that WCC. I don't think that they're nearly as good as Gonzaga, but they can compete in the WCC with them. Portland started 3-0 on the road as well. I'm sorry, 3-0 not on the road, 3-0 just in general as well. Scoring 92 points a game, only allowing 69, so pretty solid start for Portland. Kent State, on the other hand, is pretty damn good as well. Again, another team picked to sit at the top of their conference, sitting in second right now. They're averaging 77 points a game, but they're only allowing 56 as well. Look, Sincere Carey's averaging 25 points for the Golden Flashes in Kent State, but this is more about Portland for me. I don't understand how Portland's getting so many points right here. The offense, 93 points a game is one of those things that you just have to look at. I love Coach Shante Legans. I keep on telling you guys, I really think that they're going to be very good over the next couple of years. There's no question about that. I just have a hard time believing that Kent State's going to be able to win by multiple possessions against this Portland team. The last time we saw this Portland team, we did have a play on them. I had them in the first half and I had them in the fourth game, and they lost them both against Portland State. I think that might have been a little bit of a wake-up call for them. They might have just been kind of, snoozing through that game. There's no way that they get on the road. Some people are going to say, oh, it's a fade spot for them first game on the road. I don't see that. I think Shante Legans is going to have this team ready to go. If you're going to give me 4.5 or 5 points with this team that's scoring over 90 points a game to start the year, I'm going to take it. The Kent State defense isn't anything that's going to prevent me from making a play on this, as far as anybody that's going to stop what Portland's going to be trying to do. So if you're going to give me the points, I had this game in my head at 74-70, 74-71 type of thing. Maybe Portland loses, but if you're going to give me 5 points with this Portland team scoring the way that they are, I'm going to take it almost every time. So Portland plus 5.5, that's the play for me. Excuse me, guys. Next game up is Penn State and Butler. This is just a pure model play for me, guys. I just think that when you're looking at these games, it's really hard to get on there and just get on here and cap 75 games and stuff like that. So that's why we use things like the model to help me. Both these teams play really slow, and neither one of them offensively really just scares me into thinking that we're going to see very many points here today. Super slow paces as well. I would actually kind of lean towards Butler as well with the points, but I think that the better play is the under at 141. Both these teams space the floor really well. They all do the good things except for actually score the basketball. That's the one thing for me that really, really gets it. Neither team is really super good in three-point shooting as well. So I think the best way to play this here is to play this under 141. I think points are going to be at a premium here. And I would be looking at the dog in Butler, but like I said, I think it was 9 at one point a day or two ago. So now that it's 5.5, there's no way in hell I can tell you guys to bet that. But yeah, I would say 7 would be my cutoff, but at 5.5 now, that's just way too many points taken away from you. So we're just going to stay under Penn State and Butler.
So there was an update to that line. It's at under 144.5 now. So you're getting 3
even better
points.
Even better. I would play it under no matter what. So I'm assuming that there's money coming in. It's thinking that Butler's going to score and whatnot, but I still think I don't see each team scoring 75 points. So appreciate that, Beaver. George Washington, Hofstra, probably one of my favorite plays on the board today. Hofstra minus the 7.5. Hopefully it's still 7.5. It came with me here. Look, George Washington started. I'm going to start with George Washington first. They started nice. They beat Virginia State and Howard. Unfortunately, there wasn't even a line on the Virginia State game. That's how bad that teams were. But they did cover against Howard. But it's Hofstra. That's the team that I'm looking to play on right now. They just beat Princeton. Again, Princeton's not the great team. And they also beat Iona. But here's the thing. They were underdogs in both of those games. Iona is a team obviously coached by Rick Pitino that's always solid. And they looked good their first game. And so for Hofstra to come in there and beat them, that looks really good. And then if you go back to the end of last season, Hofstra, they've won 10 of their last 12 games. Their defense is actually starting to be a little bit better for them. And then offensively, they're number 22 in the country in effective field goal percentage. And they're also knocking down over 45% of their shots from deep. I just have a hard time seeing George Washington coming in here and slowing down this Hofstra team. I have no problem laying it. Hofstra minus 7.5. I absolutely love the pride here today. Next game up, Oral Roberts in Houston. Oh man, this is probably going to be one of the more fun games, especially if you are a college basketball junkie. You get to watch Oral Roberts, and you get to see Max Amos and everybody in company. And then you get to see Houston, who last year, if you followed me, I was really big on Houston. They were a Final Four team for me, and they were just gutted with injury. They actually ended up making a decent run, but definitely nothing compared to what we thought they were. They did lose some guys, but they do have guys back like Marcus Sasser and whatnot. I just think that 20 points is too many for this Oral Roberts team. Maybe I just like this Oral Roberts team too much. But here's the thing. Oral Roberts the general narrative is going to be, oh, the Houston defense is going to smother Oral Roberts. I'll give you that. But Oral Roberts just played St. Mary's. St. Mary's can play some defense, and St. Mary's plays extremely slow. So it's not like Oral Roberts is going to walk into Houston and not know what's happened. They just played this way. We still haven't had a crazy performance from Max himself either. He had 14 points in the loss, but he only had 14 points last year only 4 times. This kid gets buckets. That's just what he does. I expect him to score more as well. Look, the only thing that worries me with Oral Roberts is them turning the ball over. St. Mary's had, let me make sure I have it right. Yeah, St. Mary's had 8 steals against Oral Roberts. They cannot do that against Houston. Houston was one of the better teams in the country last season, and I'm sure they still are in creating turnovers. They were 30th last year. Houston wasn't creating turnovers, so that's really got to help. I think that the only way that Oral Roberts is going to be able to do that, they're going to push the pace. So I might be looking at an Oral Roberts team total as well, possibly just in case. But the last thing I'm going to touch on is this Houston team. With this Houston team, is the defense is great, but the shooting woes have continued, and especially from the free throw line. So you got a Houston team that's laying a huge number that's very good, and they should be laying a big number, but they're not really shooting free throws really well. On the other hand, we got an Oral Roberts team that can shoot the 3 ball pretty well. I think the back door is going to be open. Give me all those points with the Oral Roberts. Sauce's favorite team, by the way. I always forget that. Everybody always mentions it to me. Oh, Sauce is going to be mad. I always forget about this. Richmond at Charleston. Charleston was one of my favorite plays, but I got Charleston last night at plus 3.5. It is now minus 2.5. I do think that we have some reverse line movement in this game, though, because I think the money is coming in on Richmond. I don't know what the number is on the Charleston money line, but if it's not anything crazy, I would take that. I just have a hard time coming in on here, guys, and giving you a play on a number that's moved almost 6 points. But really quickly, Richmond, very good, well-decorated mid-major team. They lost about 45 points a game to graduation, so Coach Chris Mooney has some things to fix. The thing that I love about Charleston, though, is that they are so fast in how they play. They're going to throw different defenses. They're going to throw multiple looks at them. Richmond's pretty good defensively, but like I said, the way that Charleston plays, they're fast. They're one of the more up-tempo teams in the country. It was just really, for me, getting 3 points with the home team was awesome. Now that I'm laying 3.5, I don't really know if I can do that. I just think that the Richmond team, I don't know if Richmond is as good as they have shown. They held VMI to 25% shooting and stuff like that from behind the arc. I just don't think that that's sustainable, especially here against a good team like Charleston. I think Charleston's going to get a lot of easy layups in transition. So, again, I like Charleston here today. Really hard for me to lay 2.5, like I said, knowing that I just got 3.5 last night. So that's it for me today. Like I said, if there's always any games that you guys want done, put them in the comments or whatever. What I do is I go to KenPom and I look at the fan match and I look at the thrill score and I try to get at least 4 or 5 of the top 10 games on there that I think everybody would like to watch or listen to or whatever, bet on. So, yeah, like I said, guys, the more information I got, the better. Let me know what you guys want to hear. Scoop, no one cares what your opinion is. I'll talk to you guys later.
Keep pray love.